After 5 years of waiting, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you. Oh no, this is just my fridge. Let me show you my Cybertruck. This right here is my Cybertruck. This is a CyberBeast, and I'm gonna show it to you right now in full glory. But before I do, I need to talk to you guys about something. And don't worry, it's a fun conversation.
All right, and before I talk to you guys about everything that makes the Cybertruck so cool and what are the difference between this and any other pickup truck, which I'm sure you'll know by now, I want to say that to me, within my point of view, I look at this like it's a mega toy. And it's a toy for those who grew up in my generation. I'm 39 years old, and I'm sure people in the United States are probably a little bit older that enjoy what I'm about to tell you. And the reason why is because in Mexico, we got everything late, right? But I don't know, man. When I was growing up, I saw those movies with Van Damme, with Stallone, with Arnold, and Total Recall, and he was Demolition Man, and all these other movies that talked about the future. And this is what I picture the future to be like. So it's awesome that Elon was able to create, more than all of this package together, that feeling inside of me, which I really, really, really love. Having a toy this big and that you can drive and actually use is beyond words. And I'm sure not a lot of people are gonna feel the same way I do, but if you do, you understand what I'm saying here. This is beyond. Like, this dude went and made a toy for all of us, guys. But enough of this, let me show you my truck.
It's time, guys. I want to show you my Cybertruck, and I want to show you this is actually a CyberBeast. There's two models out right now, the dual motor, which is the cheaper one, and then there's this, which is a tri-motor. 3 motors, 2 on the back, 1 on the front, producing what's about the equivalent to 845 horsepower. It's almost impossible to tell right now what the difference is between this and a regular one and a dual motor, but let me just come to the back. This is the easiest tell of them all. Simply the mark of the beast, you see the 3 little wolves. 3 motors, baby. CyberBeast. Now, I want to give you the first point on this of the things that I really like about the Cybertruck. And number one is, it's just polarizing, man. This design, it's not for everyone. A lot of people will say it looks like my microwave. It looks like my washing machine. It looks like your refrigerator, right? Like, it does look like those things. But always polarizing cars and designs are always the best and are the ones that always get engraved in your head. And to me, this is one and the very first thing I loved about this when I saw it. Next thing, that's my favorite, dude, the exoskeleton. What does that mean? It's just basically you're wearing your skeleton on the outside, right? If you were Wolverine, that's what you want to wear outside of your skin so that nothing gets damaged. Sadly, Wolverine does have some skin. But in the animal kingdom, we see this too, right? We see it in spiders, we see it in crabs, we see it in scorpions. They're wearing their skeleton on the outside. And what are the benefits to this? Well, number one, because of the material, right? This is extremely durable and very hard to mess up. This, for example, also, it's very durable to the point where you can take 9mm bullets. Yeah, you can shoot at it with a 9mm gun and nothing's gonna go through. The windows are a separate thing. They're still thicker though than normal, which is really, really nice for this. But man, the fact that this is a bulletproof truck is insane. And that's a big plus. The other thing is replacing the panels, dude. Look at these. These are just square panels. You can just grab them, take them off, fix them, or just put brand new ones, which makes the repair job on these so simple and obviously much cheaper than anything else. So the exoskeleton is one, like a dope feature, and obviously the finish, it's amazing. Next point, had to open this up for you guys, and I want to show you something right here. You guys can tell there's some plugs right here where You have 120 volt and 200 and a 241 right here. The reason why this is important is because in every other pickup truck, you can just charge your computer, you can charge your Apple charger, little things like that. But with this bad boy, you can actually plug your Rivian, basically a charger, and you can directly charge your Rivian from this one. And better yet, you have a Tesla Powerwall. Dude, you can charge your own house with this thing. This is a charging station on wheels. And what does this infrastructure allow? It's simple. Because instead of having a 12 volt system, having the 48 volt architecture on it, it allows for power to travel more efficiently and to use more of that power. That's why you can use steering by wire in this thing, which we'll get to it later. But dude, your mobile charging station, but for real, not just for your laptop. Insanity. By the way, I never know how to pronounce this, but the tonneau cover, which is this thing, is extremely strong. And this is made from the same material as the body's made, so it's part of the exoskeleton, right? And it can handle 300 freaking pounds. I'm not nowhere near 300 pounds, but let me show you. And why is this important, not just something stupid, which, by the way, it's something completely stupid too. But the reason why it's important is because there's a lot of crime going on right now, and you want to keep your shit safe. Other than putting it inside of the car, you can just put it here and you know that it's gonna be protected. This is not like any other one that you can just break, pull, stab with a knife and just open up. This is secure, son. Secure, and we like secure. Now this is really dumb, but this is the biggest windshield wiper on any car whatsoever, and it even has an active aero component so that it doesn't create drag on the car. So having the biggest and fastest windshield wiper is another feature of the Cybertruck that I personally adore. The other thing is, the fact that your phone is a key is incredible. Like, legitimately incredible. Not a lot of people think about it, but man, I have 3 of these things, right? 3 electric cars. The Rivian, the Tesla, and the Cybertruck, obviously, the Plaid. And every time I'm swapping between cars or moving the cars, I don't even have to think about the keys. All I need to do is just walk to them because the keys in my pocket, and it's my phone. So that, to be honest with you, it's one of the greatest things about these electric cars. Also, the fact that you can warm up the car, the cabin, you can cool it down, you can open anything from your remote, you can actually move the car and do a ton of stuff from it. So, simplicity, right? That's the name of the game. We're moving on to the interior, which is another one of my favorite parts in this car, but I want to show you before. I'm going to open the door, and I want you to hear and I want you to see, because I want you to hear the futuristic noises it makes, because it's, again, it's part of the coolness, but I also want you to see that there's something that's going to come out like this from the door, and the reason why that happens is so that you don't get anyone's finger stuck in here and close it again on them, because literally they'll lose their fingers. So pay attention. I'm going to open. So you hear that? You saw that little piece come out, right? So this little piece goes out, and the reason why it sticks here and creates a distance is so that you cannot just basically do this to someone, because they're literally gonna lose their fingers. And as soon as you step in a Tesla, there's something magical about these things, like the simplicity of a modern interior and nothing else, and it's all minimalistic to the T. And it's gorgeous. You don't need anything else. Anything you want is right here at a touch of a button. And it's really, really well balanced all in. I think this is this is one thing that a lot of people won't like or do love. Simplicity. I personally love simplicity. The one thing I wish this had, it's a little screen right here, sir. I don't want to look in here to be able to see how fast I'm going. It's kind of distracting. I do like to have everything here, but man, the interior in this thing is gorgeous. I'm gonna go one by one on my favorite parts on the interior. Number one, the seats. I wasn't expecting the seats to be this good. And if you're looking at them on camera, you're gonna say like, there's nothing cool about it. Trust me, they're very comfortable, they're plush, they look really cool, they're heated and cooling seats, which work incredibly well. And the one thing is, they kind of look like they belong in Starship or in a spaceship. And that is something you can't put anything, and that's something that not a lot of people can say because they don't make spaceships too. So these seats are cool, man. Space to store stuff is very important in these things. These are huge. This is huge. These are big, right? You put your phone right here to charge. That's huge right there because there's no nothing going through the car, so you can make that as big as you want. And then you have like this little space, which is huge too. And then on the other side, right? But my favorite part of this interior and the storage is right here. You ready? So we're gonna press here. Actually, we're gonna go into car and just go glove box. Ta-da! Dude, come on! It even looks like a cocaine trade. Sadly, I'm not a cocaine fan or user, but man, that is pretty cool. Although I can put some weed in there. Another thing they really fix is the steering wheel. Now they added this part to the yoke, if you will. The horn is right here, which by the way, necessary. Thank you, Elon, for doing that. It's a mess in the Model S Plaid. I fucking hate that. That's the one thing I hate about that car. But I like the buttons. The integration of new buttons and the way this feels very premium. And I love that the steering wheel is small. It's a nice twist on everything that's out there right now. I want to show you something else from the interior that I really love. It's the sunshades. The sunshades are awesome in this thing. They're magnetic. They're kind of like the Model X. It reminds me of them. And you can open them, you can take them, and then you'll see how this moves so that it allows for more movement here for the sunshade. You put it back in here and you'll see what's gonna happen right now. Boom! You see how that extends? Now you open this thing up, and this is where it's ridiculous because it's so large, and you can even open it another half and you're like, dude, these must be gigantic. Well, that's the mirror right there. It's so tiny. But I absolutely love this. By the way, your blinkers are right here. And this is a light. I had no idea. Another thing that's brilliant is these back doors open in a 90-degree angle so that you can put as much crap as you need to in here. And if that's not enough space for you, don't worry about it, son. All you need to do is pull this little thing right here, pull the seat up. Ta-da! I didn't show you properly, but I'm sure Sergio filmed it doing it right. So, Sergio, cut to your scene. And sitting back here, then you can really appreciate everything, right? But specifically this screen right here that's so large and so easy to use. You have your fan, you have your seat, so you want to warm up your seat, whatnot. You want to put your music. What about some YouTube, some Netflix? Watch some classic Salomondrin. Your AC, super easy to use. Perfect size, I think. This is where the air is coming out of. Also, there's quite a lot of space back here. I'm not a tall guy, but I think a very tall guy can fit in here. But my favorite part is this right here. Dude, it makes you feel like there's so much space right here, and it's incredible. There's just so much to look at. It's always like giving you so much and attacking your senses in so many different ways. And I love that he's done all of this to a pickup truck. This is not anymore a pickup truck. This is the new pickup truck. Wow. How's my mustache looking? By the way, let's go on a drive. Yes, my favorite part of it. First thing I want to mention about driving this car is the steering by wire. What is the difference between steering by wire and regular steering? There's no mechanical components between the steering wheel and the tires.
Like, that means that you're not really steering the car, it's getting done by a wire. And the fact that you have that architecture with a 48 volts is what allows for that to be the case in this car. So exactly what happens, how does it get done, and what is the feeling, right? That's the question, because I was very curious about it. So at low speeds and high speeds, it's completely different. At low speeds, it feels like my damn smart car. I used to have a smart car. You guys know, if you've watched the channel for a while, I love smart cars because they're able to just maneuver around cities so easily. And when you're at low speeds, pulling out of your driveway, making a U-turn, whatever that is, and you're moving the steering wheel just a little bit, it's so exaggerated. It feels like you can make a U-turn on the spot. It's unbelievable. And the faster you go, like right now, the more it becomes a regular steering wheel, if you will. As far as how removed am I from the experience, I would say in any other Tesla it would be the same. Like you wouldn't. It's not like Tesla's had incredible feedback from the ground to you through the steering wheel. I think it's perfection for what it is. Like, if you were driving any other pickup truck, the same thing. You feel the same thing whether you have steering by wire or not. So it's a mega plus in my book, having steering by wire. Unbelievable, and it's so much fun. When you're driving one of these Teslas, you gotta talk about power. This is an electric car, but this one specifically, the CyberBeast, has 3 motors, 2 on the back, 1 on the front. And these electric motors that produce a total output of the equivalent to 845 horsepower, right? That takes the car from 0 to 60 in just 2.6 seconds. That's 1/10 of a second faster than my 769 LT. Let that sink in a car that weighs 5,000 freaking pounds. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Also, there's something else about this car, and it's so fast. It's unbelievably fast at any moment in the torque band. It's so powerful. And the other thing that you need to feel is there's so much power behind the gas pedal, and I'm gonna say gas pedal in quotations because you guys know it's not a gas car, but there is so much power in your accelerator foot. You feel it in a way that there's no other car that makes you feel this way. Like, for example, I have a Tesla Plaid, right? Which is the fastest car. It's got like the equivalent to 1,000 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, all that good stuff. Somehow in here, the accelerator feels like I have way more torque available and more power. And it reminds me so much of the Rimac Nevera, of the Rimac Concept 1. I haven't driven a Nevera, but I drove the first Rimac that Mate made. And I remember just thinking, unbelievable. It feels like something is punching you when you accelerate. Instead of like braking, the acceleration feels like the opposite of braking hard. And dude, I don't know how this has so much power and so much torque and why it feels so strong. It's like unbelievable. It almost makes no sense because it's such a big car. Unreal. Dude, the suspension, it's unbelievable. This is an air suspension. And obviously, for utility reasons, it can go up and down like a motherfucker, like a lot. It's got a lot of travel, and I'm sure Serge is putting the video right now. But the other thing that this air suspension allows for is the most comfortable ride that you can possibly imagine. I don't know why I was expecting a very... I felt like everything was gonna make noise. It was gonna rattle like crazy. It was not gonna be comfortable, and this might be Tesla's most comfortable ride of any car that they make. It's amazing. It doesn't bounce too much. It doesn't like shake you when you're going through like a high speed, different level type of surface. It's unbelievable that in a car so heavy and so big, with this air suspension, you have so much comfort. God, how, Sway, how? Dude, visibility in this thing is great. You even have a window, like a Senna-like window in between the dashboard, the windshield, and your window. There's another window in between. It's incredible. The only problem is when you have the tonneau cover closed, you can't see through your back mirror, but you have a camera right here. And I myself, with Desperado, for the little time that I had it, I got used to it. So I'm not too crazy about that. And also there's cameras everywhere. You put your blinker to the left, you put your blinker to the right, and guess what? It appears right here, what you can see because of all the cameras. So there's never like a blind spot. You can always see where you're going. And honestly, well done. And also obviously that gigantic piece of glass. I thought this would be a nightmare, but it's actually really decent. And even my wife is not intimidated by it, which that shows you it's not bad at all. Great visibility, except for the back, one more time, with the tonneau cover closed. And the other thing about this car that's insane is just how quiet it is. Listen. Power! It's just so quiet inside, and that's because the glass is so thick. Obviously the panels are so thick and, you know, they can fucking take bullets and whatnot. But the thickness in this car is really what separates, like the thickness in all materials is what separates this from any other Tesla. Normally the other Teslas, you can hear all the road noise that you can possibly imagine. Not on this. Not on this. And the other thing is, aside from having a quiet cabin, look at this. I just can't believe it turns like this. Aside from having a quiet cabin, you also get one of the best sound systems of any car I've ever experienced. Don't let those shitty looking speakers fool you. This sound system is incredible. And there you have it. This is what my CyberBeast is. What do you guys think? Is there anything you would like to not see in the car? Something else that Elon missed that you wish he would have included in the car? Do you like it? Do you not like it? And why? Please let me know in the comments down below. My name is Alejandro Salomon. I go by Salomondrin, and dudes, I just can't believe this is mine. I am so happy with my Cybertruck. Thank you, Elon. Thank you. I know you made it just for me.